force your players to play faster than they need to.
Second quarter, it's 14-0 New Orleans, and this is Taysom Hill.
And one of the things that makes it so challenging is when he gets on the field, what's he going to do? And then he's so explosive as a runner, jumping over people. You don't necessarily know how you want to match up defensively to a different player like that.
That puts them on the 12, and from there it's Breeze, it's Sanders, it's 21-0.
Route runner just comes, gets Jamal Dean's bad eyes in the backfield, breaks back out. That's an easy throw for number 9.
And then it goes from bad to worse for Tom Brady right at the line.
Come on, tackle, get his hands down. The number one job, get those defenders hands down and screen. Tom, get that ball up over the top a little bit more to Ronald Jones, and you might have a play for your offense.
That sets up this on the ensuing drive. First and goal from the 1. This is Kamara. The Saints are up 28-0 on Tampa, and it's still the first half. A minute to play in the half, 31-0 now. Brady, Brown, Watt.
Trying to force something downfield. Miscommunication. AB stops his route at like a 15-yard comeback, and then Tom's thinking he's going to go downfield. Either way, that's going to be a bang-bang play for both offense and defense.
Third quarter, Rex. How about Grunt? Did he ever drop one like this when you coached against him?
No.
He's not the best analyst in the business for nothing, folks. Brady, frustrated as that one goes through the hands of his big tight end. And speaking of a frustrated Brady, Dan, 4th and goal. Brady, Mike Evans, what?
The goal line fade. Right after you ran another goal line fade. Mike Evans was getting handled by Marshawn Lattimore for 2 years. Give me something more creative.
38-3, the final.
We have to go back and look in the mirror, coaches, players, everybody, just from yesterday to today, and another where we go 3 and out and then give up a touchdown. Second half, I thought we got to turn over and we don't score a touchdown. I thought that kind of was the end of it right then and there. And I have to give New Orleans credit. They kicked our ass in every phase.
All right, how important was this game? Well, I'm glad you asked. Look at those numbers. Going into last night, our analytics said Tampa had a 72% chance to win the division. Coming out of last night, New Orleans, a 70% chance to take the division. We knew it was an important game. We may look at that as the most important game to this point of the NFL season. And RC, I want to start with you and pick up on something we were talking about in our first hour. So for everyone just joining us, we gave the Saints all the credit in the world. They were ready to play us last night. They were brilliant. But an equal part of the story is what we didn't see from Tampa. What did you not see last night, and what did it say to you, Ryan Clark?
You know what? I didn't see Tom Brady's leadership. I didn't see the Tom Brady effect on this team in a big game. I didn't see Tom Brady overcoming adversity, making throws into tight spaces when his team needed him. And for me, that's a huge thing. For me, that's something that needs to be spoken of. If Drew Brees would have gone out last night and not played well, we would have crushed him. We would have said that he is done. I'm not saying that Tom Brady is done, but if you look at this season in the big games against the big defenses, the New Orleans Saints that got pressure, the Chicago Bears that got pressure, and now last night the New Orleans Saints again, Tom Brady didn't play well. And yes, the defense didn't play well, and Bruce Arians didn't coach or didn't dissect or didn't put plays into place that gave Tom Brady easy throws or protected them from an offensive line standpoint to make sure that they could fill in for guys who were missing. But this is what Tom Brady was brought there for. Tom Brady was supposed to be that next step, that next level that got them to play championship football, and he didn't do that last night. And so they have to go back to the drawing board, but also Tom Brady has to evaluate himself. They have all of these weapons on the outside. We were expecting this explosion, and they were totally dominated from the beginning of the game until the end when Jameis Winston, the former Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback, who they were moving on from to greener pastures, took a knee to win the game, to seal the game. This team has to be better all over the place, but it starts with number 12. And if we don't come in today and say that it starts with number 12 and number 12 has to be better, then we are being negligent as analysts. It wasn't a good night for Tom Brady. It's not an indictment on his career. It's not even an indictment on what's to come going forward. But if he plays like this, this team will not win a playoff game, and that will be a failure for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I think that is very well said. With that thought in mind, Rex, you have a stat that you've been waiting all morning long to get in, and I know this one is very much on your mind.
Yeah, I mean, when I see it, it's like, you want to talk about a horrible message you sent your football team? The message you sent is, we're not as physical as the New Orleans Saints. And you're right, you weren't yesterday.
What's the stat?
The stat is this: the fewest rushing attempts in the history of the National Football League.
Golly.
Like, are you kidding me? And you're going to go in to the most important game of the year and you're going to run the ball 5 times? And yeah, Tom Brady, yeah, it was a terrible game, no question. But it was a horrendous game. Dan, you talked about it so much about how this is such a poor performance on the coaching staff. And it's the entire coaching staff. Look, Todd Bowles, I've been quick to praise him. But you know what? He doesn't understand how you defend against Drew Brees. I can promise you that. Both times had 2 opportunities at it and failed miserably in both these games. And then for Bruce Arians to go, and I've seen him done it before, no risky, no bisky, well, no cluey in this game. You've got to be able to run the football some and take it off when your quarterback's struggling. Trust me, I've had quarterbacks struggle. You've got to be able to run the football some. Give me a break here. Throw it out. I mean, the only thing you can do right now is go up and apologize to your football team.
That is well said, and I want to make sure that statistic really resonates. They had 5 rushing attempts in the game. That is the fewest in the history of the sport, and they've been recording that stat since 1933.
Yeah.
So with that, RC's talking about Brady, and Rex is talking about the coaching. What are you talking about?
I always start with the coaching. That's where I will always start as an analyst. And I look at the coaching, I go, first play of the game. You single up your rookie right tackle against one of the premier pass rushers in the NFL, and Cam Jordan. That's a loss. And then the next time you get the ball, you take a shot downfield. Like, look, that's the first play of the game. First play of the game, that's how you want to come out and start? Can I get a chip with the tailback? Can I go into the game thinking, this guy's a premier pass rush. This is their next first down. You want to take a shot downfield? You're already down 7-0. And this is the image that I think of. Brady was getting hit last night. This is their first third down of the game backed up. 3rd and 8 when we quick count the Saints defense. So I'm going to start with the game plan. What was the plan? What happened to the quick passing game? What happened to spreading the formation out and getting the ball out of your hands? What happened to getting into condensed formations and a power run game to somewhat get rhythm in this football game? And then defensively, Rex, I'll ask you this. You're a defensive coach. If you were playing against Drew Brees today, where he is today, would you play zone coverage more or man coverage more?
No, you got to come after him. I can tell you this.
In the first half, hold on. In the first half yesterday, 16 snaps of zone, 8 snaps of man. Drew Brees is going to absolutely eat zone coverage alive.
That was what I was going to say.
That's terrible by both sides of that game plan.
Dano, when I did this, every time when I got destroyed by this guy, it was when I'm playing traditional zone.
Right.
Cover 2, cover 4, cover 6, all these different zone things. He carves it up. He's so smart. He knows exactly what to do with it. You got to challenge him. And you know what? Go ahead and look at, how I went against them. Go ahead and see it. I gave up like 200 yards in the 4th quarter playing zone, but we were up 30 points after I forced 5 turnovers.
Check your credentials.
That's the difference. So go ahead and check the stats if you want.